Valladolid football player Ivan FRESNEDA and JOAO CANCELO are the football players that definitely are making the news for the club Arsenal. Hello everyone and thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to as long as these sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right? About here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host, everyday host Abu Carls, as I'm definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest straight as it comes in. We'll remember that a lot has been said, a lot has been done. We've had a lot of football players being talked about. Right about now, we've got fresh ones in. Arsenal is not giving up on finding a right back. So we've got verified information from different sources, and one of the sources that we've got is the goal with quite a bit of information, really. The goal can be a trusted source, with quite a bit of information telling us about a Rio Valladolid's football player and also JOAO CANCELO. What's definitely happening? JOAO CANCELO from Manchester City has been at Bayern Munich, and things are really going on quite well for the club Arsenal when it comes to transfers this time round. It's not like last time when Arsenal was linked to quite a big number of clubs, but he ended up not getting any. But now Arsenal was linked to a number of football players, but didn't get any. Got a few, but this season Arsenal are saying we want the football players. We are going for the football players. There's nothing that is going to stop us from getting the football players that we need, and that's quite good. That's good information. I like it. So, seeing how business is definitely running, business is running quite okay. Everything is going on quite well, and as planned, I must say, Arsenal have from let's see what we've got from Goal.com. Goal.com is saying Arsenal reignites interest in Real Valladolid's defender Ivan FRESNEDA in search of a new right back. That's what they're saying, and they're saying that Arsenal wants Ivan FRESNEDA, and they're set to compete with Barcelona for the defender. And Mikel Arteta is a big admirer of the football player, and that's Goal.com. And he goes down and says, let's see what is saying about JOAO CANCELO. I read something before about JOAO CANCELO. Okay, I need to find you. JOAO CANCELO, where are you? Yeah. Other than FRESNEDA, Manchester City's JOAO CANCELO is also one of Arsenal's on Arsenal's shortlist for the fullback position. Again, another player whom Barcelona have been linked to. So it's a bit of a fight between two giants, between Arsenal and Barcelona. So it's going to be a very good one. It's going to be a good one. If Arsenal can get JOAO CANCELO, then that will definitely be okay. That would be quite good. That would be a bit of good information. And if they can get Ivan FRESNEDA, that is also a very good one. So Arsenal is in the market trying to look for a big defender, looking for Ivan FRESNEDA. He's a very good one. I've watched him play, and his tackles are definitely the success rate of his tackles is quite high, and he's a no-nonsense defender. But also, as a defender, discipline matters. He's very disciplined. He does not have quite a big number of red cards. Does he any? I don't think he has got any red card on his name. You do not need a defender who's going to make mistakes all the time. Sometimes defenders can tend to play in a way, instead of a goal getting game, they rather make a fall. But once there are some, what is needed is not making a fall, it's making a successful tackle and make sure the ball is off the opponent. But in many cases, we've seen football players really fail to do that, and that has led to penalties, free kicks that have ended up messing up with the club's position, really, goals getting into the goals. Balls getting into the goals. So, but Ivan FRESNEDA is one of those ones that, one of the football defenders who is always very accurate. His successive tackle rate is quite high, and that's what you need for a defender like him. So, the fact that Arsenal has already had a few signings in, with the fact that Kai Havertz is already inside there, that will definitely that's good news, I must say, for Kai Havertz. And also, other football players are in, or actually getting in. We've got to talk about football players like Declan Rice, who's also should be at the club, and also the football player from Ajax Amsterdam, and that's none other than who's that? Urian Timber. Urian Timber, there was a bit of competition for Urian Timber between Manchester United and Arsenal, but Arsenal definitely won. And Declan Rice, the number of clubs that wanted him, very many clubs. So, but Arsenal ended up still winning this one. So let's wait and see how all this definitely goes for these two football players, as Arsenal have officially gone into the transfers of Ivan Fresneda and JOAO Cancelo. And what you know, when it comes to Manchester City football players, when they get to Arsenal, they always perform quite well. And the reason is these football players have already been under the management of Mikel Arteta, because Mikel Arteta was once at Manchester City as an assistant referee, no referee, sorry, as an assistant manager. And when he was there, he really had a very good relationship with these football players. That's why it gets easy for a football player to come from Manchester City to Arsenal. Though Manchester City is trying to stop Arsenal from buying players from there, because now Arsenal is a big threat to their club, or Manchester City, because finishing in the second position, and there was a big possibility that Arsenal would have won the Premier League title, but because of a few reasons, Arsenal didn't win the Premier League title. And this time round, Arsenal is trying to get a few football players in, sort the problems that were at the club last season, and favorably compete for the Champions League, Premier League, and other more titles. And I think that Arsenal is doing quite well when it comes to these transfers. And I think Arsenal is going to perform much better than it performed last season. And when we say much better, Arsenal finished in the second position. What I mean, Arsenal, there is a big possibility that Arsenal could take the Premier League title this time round. I don't see any reason, anything that's going to stop Arsenal from taking the Premier League title. No reason whatsoever. Anyway, if you think there is going to be a big reason as to why, you can get into the comment section and let us know, and we can definitely talk about it. But as we're talking about Ivan Fresneda, let's see a bit of statistics for Ivan Fresneda. And we see Fresneda, let's see, Ivan Fresneda. That information was from goal.com. We need to see his statistics and see and how tall he is for a defender, stuff like that. So this is Ivan Fresneda. Of course, he's a Spanish professional football player. He's a right back, La Liga, for La Liga club, Valladolid. And I was born on it's 18 years of age, really. Still very the next generation, you know. If you buy a football player like him, at an amount of money that's favorable, because he's and Barcelona cannot spend that. Barcelona can only spend around £8 million right about now, because of the financial fair play that does not go according to their will. They've got financial problems, and this has been running for quite a long period of time. So the fact that, and that is, by the way, that's a big bonus for the club, Arsenal. Arsenal can definitely use this as a big weapon, because the two clubs that are in competition for Ivan Fresneda are Barcelona and Arsenal. And the fact that Barcelona has got financial issues, that means Arsenal can use this as a big tool and get the football player, because Barcelona is not in a position of getting the football player at this moment in time, unless they sell and buy. They've got to do a few transactions to make sure that their position improves. They're at good terms with FFP Rose. But right about now, things are not going on quite well for them. And this is a blessing in this case for the club, Arsenal. So Ivan Fresneda, him being 18 years of age, born on the September of 2004, 28th September 2004, that makes him 18 years of age. Then he can sign a long-term contract with the club, Arsenal. We could be seeing a contract that could take maybe possibly 5 years, 5 years. signing a 5-year contract with Arsenal, I think that would be great. I would like it. I would definitely like it. 5 years, because he's a young one, and reinforcement is something that is needed at the club. Arsenal, and I can understand it. That's what Arsenal is really doing. Then, saying here that his height is 1.82 meters. That's quite okay for a defender, for a right back. But in most cases, it's been proved that right backs always need a bit of height on them. 1.82 isn't bad, but I mean you need a defender who is around 1.9 meters. 1.82 isn't bad, and remember, he's still a very young football player and promising. You don't need a football player who is around 1.7. He will definitely let you down in many occasions. Though some football players have been 1.7 and defenders, and they've performed quite well. But I think you need a very tall defender, one that will head the ball off the nets, one who will make the things move on quite well for you in the defense section. However, sometimes height can, with these defenders, it's two-sided. Sometimes you can be tall and it acts to a disadvantage to you. So, but what I mean by saying a tall defender is a good one, is you see, you have to value between what's good and what's bad, and what takes over, and to what percentage is being tall as a defender good, and what percentage is it bad, because it's not entirely good. But when you've got a big height, I think the biggest percentage is that you will do quite well. But we've also seen like very good, very bad defenders, very tall defenders. We've seen tall defenders who've made weird mistakes. Defenders like Harry Maguire from Manchester United, and when we've watched, we're like, "Ooh, what's this gentleman doing? What's happening?" You know what I mean? So I think 1.82. There's nothing to complain about. There's nothing to complain about for 1.2. But if you want him to be around 1.9, that would be my. If I were to make a club, my defender would be strictly 1.9, quite masculine, so that when a striker sees him, he's scared. He's scared. He doesn't want to mess up with him. And that, I think, talking about is remember that Arsenal has been linked to JOAO Cancelo ever since the season began. Ever since the transfer season began, Arsenal has been linked to JOAO Cancelo for quite a long period of time. And I must say, it's coming out that JOAO Cancelo really is a very good one, and he's willing to join Arsenal despite Man City not interested. But there is what is called player power. Player power is where the defender decides where he's going. If a club has the money to buy a football player and the football player is on the transfer market, player power is where the player will definitely come and say, I need to go to this club. Despite the fact that you do not want me to go there, I'm going there because they're paying the money. I'm going there because it's the club I like. I'm going there because I've got friends there. I'm going there because I like the manager. I'm going there because I like the mode of play. So there's nothing that you're going to tell me. So that's really what's happening with JOAO Cancelo. Despite the fact that Manchester City are not very much into selling to Arsenal because of the competition that was created last season, JOAO Cancelo is still in a big position, very big position, to tell off the club, Man City, that I want to go to Arsenal. And let's hope that everything will go on quite well with JOAO Cancelo. And we are waiting for a few transfers to get done and dusted. We've got 2 transfers that are on the short list. Not on the short list, but waiting list. They are already in, but we are waiting for official announcement of Declan Rice, though from different sources across the web. Different sources are saying that Declan Rice has already signed for the club Arsenal. We're just waiting for official announcement. And also the Ajax Amsterdam defender, defender from Ajax Amsterdam, also is reported to have finished his medical, and his medical came out successful, and that's Yurian Timber, and also waiting for him to sign for the club Arsenal. Let's wait and see where this all takes us. Please subscribe and ring that notification bell, as we've been talking about Ivan Fresneda from Real Valladolid. Is it Valladolid? Let me check. Yeah, it's Valladolid. Yeah, from Real Valladolid. Yeah, that's in the La Liga. So we've been talking about him and his possible move to the club Arsenal, and also we've been talking about JOAO CANCELO joining the club Arsenal. Otherwise, thank you for being part of this podcast, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on what I've got to bring as long as it's sports and as long as it is Arsenal related right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host, Abu Kal. So thank you and goodbye for now.